what is exactly the fulfillment behind those investments that you take?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, investment obviously is one way to be part of those ideas. And then there are other ways like advisory. I advised on many companies as well. So yeah, just being part of the journey is what I find really exciting.
What do you see their main challenges because when we talk about early stages, people should understand that that's as the words, right, very early stage. So it's just basically an idea, okay, maybe put it into a business plan or something, but that's pretty much everything, right? Sometimes an MVP, but in most cases it's just from their side, I think, just a great idea. So they're looking for funding, right? So what are their challenges? What do you see their needs the most?
Well, I would say it again, it really depends on the VC and the thesis. But I think that most of private equity firms are looking at quite later stage than just idea. Obviously, there are companies specializing in that, but ideally, you look, when we say early stage, you look at something that at least has an MVP. So I think that the interesting factor there is first your talent as a scout, to see something that nobody else does, right? Or to see the potential, to meet the team, to see how they think, because sometimes the idea is great, but then you just see that the team doesn't have the capacity to execute it. So it's just you're making a call there, and that's something that brings a lot of excitement. It's like trading stocks, but on a completely different level. It's more intuitive, I would say. And then you asked about the challenges, right, on that end.
I mean, something like, okay, from the team perspective, you just mentioned that you are looking for that X factor, right?
Yeah.
Something that they will be a unique team in a way or another. But in an investment perspective, how does that look in terms of challenging?
Definitely it's challenging because there is no way to know, right? So diversification is key, as I always say. I think that you should look at first, you should have a very big universe, you should meet as many startups as you can to kind of filter out and have comparables in the sector. And then it's numbers game, I think. And then from there, at some point, you need to make a call. So ideally, from, let's say, 100 investments, if 60 work out, then you're doing amazing.
Oh wow, that's a very big percentage. That will be just an awesome conversion
it really depends. Yes, in especially in blockchain, the returns are very asymmetric. So I had seen VCs that out of 100 investments, they have 10 that work out and they cover up for all the other 90. But if we look a bit more in terms of traditional private equity, if you have a good hit ratio, above 50, you're doing great.
When it comes to the team, what's that main element that you're looking at to make the difference in your decision?
The team, well, it's definitely the expertise and their particular expertise in the sphere that they are. So that's obviously the first and most important. But then also
experts in their field. That's the main condition.
And to have, I think I mentioned it earlier, to have the capacity to execute it, right? So I always think that you need somebody from business to have very strong business background. Because usually, especially in that sector, we see a lot of developers. But to execute an idea, you really need to know how to do the business model, how to do the financials, right? And especially early stage, that is so crucial.
Yes.
I had seen incredible projects with incredibly talented people burning out so much money that after 6 months, they don't even know where it went, they were just, paying for this, paying for that. And then 6 months down the line, they have no clue where the money went. And, when you're using external funding, then you're responsible you need to open up your books to investors, especially if you want to go for another round. So that's one of the most common mistakes I had seen. So usually when we go early stage, that's one of the first things to evaluate, can they handle it financially? Because at the end of the day, it's business and you make money only if they make.